So throughout this rally of the March low or the February low here, this rally is one of the best rally that we have seen. So certainly this is really a change of character. So you can see it in the Nasdaq as well, and also in the Dow as well. Not so much in the Russell, but if you compare the strength, certainly this is one of the best. But if you look at the structure, like I talked about this several times now, I just would like to re-emphasize that. So this is a selling climax and automatic rally. So this is a trading range between about 41 to 46. So that's the trading range. But if you look at the Nasdaq, similarly, this is also the trading range. But one thing that's different is we have an upthrust here. So there's a temporary commitment above this resistance level. But in Nasdaq, we definitely is just attempt to upthrust. So not successful upthrust. But for the Dow Jones, so you can see that the Dow Jones is also, this is selling climax, automatic rally is just a lower high. So this is a high, this is a lower high right here. But for the Russell, so selling climax, automatic rally, and that is the trading range, and we also get an upthrust. But in terms of the magnitude, certainly this is I think a lot weaker for the Russell. And also I think on the way down, you can definitely tell that I think Russell showing its weakness. So if we compare to the position of the current price, so this is almost touching the previous low, but this is probably about one third. So about one third here. So the three major indices like the S&P, Dow, and also the Nasdaq are holding up very well at the moment, but not for the Russell 2000. But throughout all these four index, we can definitely tell that S&P 500 is the strongest because it's having an upthrust. So get a higher high right here. So this one is just barely attempt to upthrust. So it's just kind of flat, touching a resistance and got rejected. But this is a lower high. So this is strongest, second, this is third in the Dow Jones, and the weakest link is the Russell. Okay, so in terms of the strength, we already noticed that S&P 500 showing its strength, but definitely if we look at from the bigger picture point of the view, this is the distribution, this is the sign of weakness, so the selling climax, automatic rally. So this is still a potential redistribution or maybe accumulation that's to be confirmed. But so far, because the background is kind of bearish, so we got a sign of weakness here. So I will still treat this trading range as a redistribution. So this current pullback or the current reaction is very important because it sort of will determine whether this will be a accumulation or a redistribution. So one of the scenario that I talk about is probably a very obvious level at about 4,400. So let me just zoom in for the S&P 500. So we'll just use this S&P 500 and do a detailed analysis because the rest of the index are pretty much sort of lagged behind. So if S&P 500 is going well, then usually the rest of the index are also going to be showing some of the strength as well. So the very obvious level is 4,400. I think this is a very important level because even though we have a reaction right here, right now, so we are still in a reaction mode. So there is no sign of reversal. So we are still in a down leg. So a downswing is still unfolding. So I don't really see any reversal at this moment yet. And in terms of the supply, so definitely I think we got a quite consistent volume. So not much threatening for this portion for the downswing. So unlike the previous downswing that we have seen here or even here. So this is sort of kind of decreasing from phase A. So I think this is pretty much a good sign from a supply point of view. So far, I still view this pullback as kind of a healthy pullback, because this is sort of like an overdue pullback. So this is a very extended rally, and we just bump into this resistance level, or if you want, that's probably kind of tested this breakdown bar. So this is the breakdown bar, the supply zone, and in conjunction with the resistance level and forming an upthrust. So it's just a temporary commitment, one bar commitment, followed by a breakback below, next bar. So it's a very classical upthrust, and followed by this change of character bar, and with the increasing of the supply. So we can definitely see that supply is increasing, and also increasing in here as well. But if you look at this upswing, okay, so this is just about 1/3, so it's really not much, and we still have a major support level at about 4,400. So this is definitely the first level that I will be paying attention to, because one of the scenario, or the bullish scenario, could be if it just hit this level and sort of going bounce up again, and then forming sort of a converging pattern, or just forming another range right here, then I think that will be very bullish sign. So then we can probably sort of just switch the bias to maybe maybe a accumulation structure, and we might have already seen the low already formed right here. However, if we sort of just see the S&P 500 just break below this important level with a big bearish bar and with a spike of the volume supply, so likely I think we're going to see a test of the low at around 41 to around 42. So whether it will form a higher low around this area, or maybe going a lower low, then we still need to wait for the market to tell us. So that is very much the two scenario that I'm looking at. So I hope that the first one, the more bullish case, will just work out. So if it just sort of bounce up from here, or even attempt to another rally and then forming another range, even if it fails later, so break below 4,400 at a later stage, that will be less bearish. So that is quite an important level to watch at the moment. All right. So far, it's still in a reaction mode, and we are still in a big trading range, and it's still choppy, still volatile. But I think in terms of the market breadth, is not so bad. From a screener, I got about 400 versus 400. So you got like 400 stocks to long, and you got like 400 bearish stocks that you can choose to short. So about half. So really, I think we just need to pick the right sector and focus on the outperforming stocks, and then to manage the risk throughout the trade. So I think that's the most important part, which I will just focus on, also emphasize the trade management in the trade review section as well. All right, but so far we are still in a, I think, kind of intermediate trading range. So big trading range right here, and then upthrust, and immediate direction is going down. So we are still in the downswing. So the swing is still going down with the first level of the support at about 4,400. All right, so back to the chart here. The rest of the index are very similar. So for Dow Jones, I think this is a very obvious level at about 3,400, which almost there. And for the Nasdaq is slightly, I think, weaker than S&P 500, because if you compare the structure, we sort of already hitting the access line level, and I think on Friday it just kind of break below, so likely that it will just break below and going down to test this level of the support, maybe 13600, and followed by the next level. So there are a few more levels to watch. So far, if just purely from this chart, you notice that Nasdaq, all the tech stocks definitely are still not of interest yet, despite a lot of them, the well-known tech stocks have already just dropped maybe 50%, 60%. But still, I think this is kind of a big rotation out from this growth slash tech stocks and into the more sort of cyclical stocks like the commodities. And if we just take a look at Russell is definitely not looking good because just when I thought about a potential rally that could really continue to go up to test 2200 here, but it just sort of fell right here. So it's also another upthrust. So this is upthrust, just one bar commitment followed by a break below. So likely it will just test the low, or maybe I think it should lead the way down. So I think that it should be the first index to break below for the bearish case, and then the rest of them could probably testing the swing low, another swing low again. But for the Russell, all the small cap stocks, then I think we should see it maybe below 1900, 1800, still going down. So not so optimistic for the Russell, because ultimately I think Russell has been showing a lot of the weakness since November. So from the big structure point of the view, this is like a U-TET, so upthrust after distribution. We definitely got a sign of weakness, increasing of the supply, and then a breakdown with the also increasing of the supply, and then we're forming a range right here. So would this be another U-TET, like the upthrust after distribution, and then we'll see a break below as another sign of weakness? I think we'll need to see. Probably we'll get an answer in 1 or 2 months. All right. So overall, short term, we are in a downswing. So swing is down, swing is down, swing is down. But long term, or the medium term, sideways, sideways. So this is big sideways. So another sideways range. All right. So that's the market for the moment. So Nikki said totally agree on only long the stronger stock. Yeah, I think this is very important, which brings me to the next point.